Hello and welcome to Professor Layton in the Unwound Future, the third and final game in the original Professor Layton trilogy. The first, as a summary of what we played so far, the first game had some pretty solid puzzles and a not so great story. The second game had some decent puzzles. I'd say it was more balanced in terms of like some really good puzzles and some really rough puzzles, and it kind of balanced out in the middle there. The story still had a lot of moments of just batshit off the walls insanity, but it also had a lot more build up for the characters, so it was better in that regard. But now we've arrived at the final game of the trilogy, so hopefully the story is really compelling, it's really well written, it makes sense, and hopefully the characters, I don't know, have solid build up and don't come out of nowhere. So other than that, let's just touch to get started and begin a brand new game. Please enter your name with pleasure. This is a work of fiction. The characters, groups, and events portrayed within are in no way intended to resemble those of the real world. I assumed so. I don't know why the default settings for video playback are always in portrait orientation. That makes no sense.
It just doesn't seem to add up, Professor.
I honestly thought you were pulling my leg.
What? I wouldn't dream of it.
Professor, I hope this letter finds you well. As for me, I am in quite a predicament. You see, the London we know and love has been thrown into absolute chaos. To complicate matters, the calamity I speak of does not take place in your time. This may be difficult to believe, but I am writing to you from 10 years in the future. I know this is a lot to take in, but I'll explain it all soon. For now, I ask that you head to the clock shop on Midland Road in Baldwin. I look forward to seeing you again. Your student, Luke Triton.
What?
Strange as it sounds, it seems that the author of this letter is none other than your future self, Luke.
From my future self? But how is that even possible?
And we're already off to a great start, dealing with time. Oh no.
I don't know, but it does raise the question, if this letter is indeed authentic, how did it get here?
By time-traveling postman? Just joking, of course. But on a more serious note, I think this mystery might be the oddest one we've ever encountered.
Which means it's probably going to have the most insane resolution, and that is not a good thing.
Indeed. And even in the future, you seem to need my help in solving it. Your constancy can be quite a comfort in these uncertain times, my boy.
Well, thank you, I suppose. But back to the main question. How do we know the letter is real?
Here's my first question. Unless Professor Layton's dead 10 years in the future, which I highly doubt, why don't you just ask the Layton from the future to help you out? Unless it's something...
We haven't much to go on yet.
I guess unless it's something that you have to change the past to do, but then my next question would be, like assuming it's something that you have to change, but you need help from someone who's in the past, but my next question would be, if you got the letter here, why didn't you just come back and fix it yourself?
But I can't help but think that this strange occurrence is connected to the terrible events of last week.
Unsolved mysteries. Let's review the major mysteries in our story. Tap mystery for more details. Strange letter. Professor Layton received a letter from the unlikeliest of places, the future. The author claims to be Luke, writing from 10 years in the future, but how is that possible?
It all started about a week ago.
Using a six-dimension alpha distributor, I was able to guide a concentrated stream of Hammer particles through a temporal vortex, more commonly known as a wormhole. This stream of particles allowed me to divine the terminal points of the vortex. Armed with this information, the next step was to artificially distort the flow of time and generate a massive magnetic field via a Sula coil. Once the magnetic field is firmly established, one has the ability, quite literally, punch holes, or hive gaps, into the very fabric of space-time. After this crucial step, it is simply a matter of constructing an energy gate.
Quite the spread we have here, Inspector. Though, it does make me wonder what we did to deserve invitations to such a feast.
It's obvious, Barton. I'm an influential man in the world of law enforcement. It's only natural I'd be invited to an important event such as this.
I suppose that's possible.
Possible, you say?
Probable. Highly probable, sir.
Okay, so are we supposed to infer that this is meant to be a time machine you've created? This appears to be the entrance to the machine. Great. Let's talk to Inspector Chelmy. Well, the fruit is certainly nothing to write home about. Sorry you feel that way, sir. I think it's quite scrumptious myself. This episode of the chopping pile of wilted greens is nothing on Emily's cooking. If that's your feeling, sir, I'd be happy to relieve you of that burden. Now see here, Barton, if you don't return to my chop to me at once, I'll have you driving a desk next week. It would be worth it. This roast is simply delectable. Okay. How about you?
This food is simply dreadful, Bill. Do get this over with quickly so we can leave.
I have to say, I feel a bit out of place here, Professor.
That's quite understandable, Luke. I'm sure most people would feel the same way in the presence of the Prime Minister.
Hey, look! I think I see Inspector Chelmy over there. So, Professor, what do you think about this whole event? Do you believe that someone has really built a working time machine?
I'm sure we're gonna find out all about it. Because when you introduce time travel into a series that's never previously established time travel, what could possibly go wrong? Oh no. I don't even. Okay. Time travel. Yep, that's what the series needed.
I'm not entirely sure. Still, if it proves to be true, can you imagine the stir it will cause in the scientific community?
Well, I, for one, am very excited. Though you don't sound entirely convinced, Professor.
Anything's possible, Luke. But I won't be convinced until I've seen the contraption work for myself. And I must confess, something about this entire presentation seems a bit off.
Why do you say that? Ah, of course. That must be your famous intuition talking, huh?
That's one way of putting it. But enough speculation. Look over there, Luke.
That guard? What about him?
He seems to be looking for a man who snuck into the event uninvited.
Oh, so we have an intruder in our midst.
Aha, our first puzzle. Oh dear, this is not going to go over well. You look troubled, sir. Want to be of any assistance? Oh yes, please. You see, I've just received a report of some untoward behavior. Alright, puzzle number 1. 10 Pickerouts. Party Crasher. Ooh. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about the remix of the puzzle, the main puzzle theme. I don't know about that. There's none about a guest at the event, but the guard has received a few clues to his whereabouts. His table is next to one with a red flower. Okay. I know how this works. Okay, so it has to be next to either this one, or this one. His table has a different color than any next to it. Okay, so that could still be any of them. Oh yeah, his table isn't decorated with a yellow flower. Okay, so different colors from all the ones next to it. Okay, well that would be this one. Oh, I have to move the guard to the table. Okay, it'd be that one because it's surrounded. Next one with the red flower. Yep. Table cloth different color than next to it. Yep. And isn't decorated with a yellow flower. Yep.
How about this?
There we go.
Phew, that's a relief.
Nice and easy start to the game. Good work, you found the party crasher. Now it's time to let the guard do his job. Splendid work, my boy. Puzzle 1 is now in your puzzle index. Yeah, I know how picarots work. Great, thanks. Phew, thank you so much for your help. The fellow's mooching days are over. Did you see that, Professor? I just aided in the apprehension of a suspect. Oh look, the presentation is about to begin. Let's get back to our seats. The show's about to begin. So just go back here? Or do I have to talk to him to start the show?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking part in an event that will undoubtedly go down in scientific history. And here to demonstrate mankind's first time machine is its creator, Dr. Alan Stangan.
Thank you, my esteemed colleagues. After years of research in the field of time travel, I'm pleased to share the fruits of my labor. In just a few short moments, I will be moving on to our scheduled demonstration. But first, I'm delighted to announce that Prime Minister Bill Hawks is in attendance today. As such, I have reserved a very special seat for our very special guest. Please, join me on stage, Prime Minister. No need to be shy.
Oh, we got
Real?
movement animations now. Fancy.
What do you mean?
I mean, is this contraption a genuine working time machine?
Why don't you have a seat? See for yourself.
Before we start, would you honor us with a few words, Prime Minister?
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a monumental day. Not only since the beginning of time, we humans have strived to transcend our natural limits. We have conquered the skies and the seas, and we have even traveled to outer... But the one frontier that has always eluded us is time. Indeed, traveling through time is a dream many thought was out of reach for humanity. Until now. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will join me in ushering in a new era for mankind.
This guy's totally gonna betray us.
Thank you for those words, Prime Minister. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Please take it away, Dr. Stangan.
I have just one more request before we start. I'd very much appreciate the Prime Minister's assistance in this demonstration. What do you say, Mr. Hawks?
What?
I assure you, there's no cause for concern.
There's very much cause for concern.
But I was under the impression that I would merely be observing the proceedings.
Ah, well, do forgive my presumption. It was never my wish to make you uncomfortable. I realize it's been some time since you traded in the hard sciences for the softer variety. Please, feel free to return to your seat, Prime Minister.
Wait. What I mean to say is, of course I can assist you.
Bill, have you lost your mind?
Ah, that's the courage we've come to expect from our fearless leader. You have my thanks.
This dude's getting sent back to the Cretaceous area to battle some dinosaurs.
And now, without further ado, I give you my time machine. Mr. Hawks, would you mind just stepping inside?
This dude's not coming back to this timeline until the end of the game. And he's gonna be resentful about it. He's gonna be catapulted into the far future. He's gonna be resentful about it. He's gonna be the villain of the game. It's gonna go horribly, horribly wrong. This will not end well for anybody.
just happened? Something's gone very wrong.
What an astute observation.
Oh, where is he? Someone find
I think you mean when is he?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm and refrain from panicking.
This is chaos. The Prime Minister and Dr. Stungun had vanished.
My word.
Time machine demonstration goes awry. That's an understatement.
So you think that what happened last week is somehow connected to this letter?
The joke answer would be he got catapulted back to the the dinosaur era, which I believe is the Cretaceous era, and then he got eaten by a dinosaur. Or he got catapulted into the far future where future Luke Triton is, and he messed everything up, and now Luke's calling for help. Which, whatever, okay.
Wait, maybe if the time machine was real, this letter's real too.
I don't know about that, but these two elements aren't the only puzzling issues. Tell me, Luke, have you heard about the recent disappearances occurring here in London?
Oh yes, I read about it in the paper. Some of London's greatest scientists have been mysteriously vanishing.
Yes, and I can't shake the feeling that those disappearances are linked to this whole affair. In any case, it seems our best course of action is to head to the location mentioned in the letter.
Good idea.
Missing leader. Prime Minister Bill Hawks just disappeared during the time machine demonstration. No trace of him was found, so where could he possibly be now? Probably in the distant future.
Following the clue in the letter, the professor and I set off. What awaited us was one of the biggest mysteries we've ever encountered.
Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. I can't wait to see how this franchise handles time travel. A concept which is already a catastrophically bad idea for...
Somehow, a single letter had made its way back through time. And the sender, strange as it sounds, was me. The future me, that is. Little did we know that this letter would draw us into the strangest of situations.
So, like, if you're making a story where time travel is the core focus, so, like, for instance, because I'm playing through it right now, Zero Escape, time travel, or maybe not strictly time travel, okay, it becomes it at some point, but the concept of manipulating time and not traveling but communicating through time, that's the core of the story, and so they base all the world building rules around that. In the first game it doesn't work so well, but they fix it for the second game, so they can focus all their attention on making sure that makes logical sense. Back to the Future, it's all about time travel, that's the focus of the trilogy, so they make sure the rules are crystal clear and they make sense. But when you have a franchise that doesn't operate with time travel, and then you just suddenly introduce it, 9 times out of 10, that does not work well at all. I can't think of many examples off the top of my head. I know that there are plenty, but the number one that immediately jumps to mind is Endgame, which is I don't want to break down why that doesn't make any sense. I'd be here all day, but it's just, oh my god, the time travel in that movie is just bananas, and I find it very comical that they have the gall to insult Back to the Future in the movie. It's like, Back to the Future makes no sense, and then it's like, buddy, have you looked at your own time travel rules? Because they don't even. It's like they're allergic to making sense in that movie when it comes to the time travel rules. So it's just comical. But the point here is Professor Layton as a franchise has already bent the rules of reality quite a hell of a lot with, Professor Layton's actually Phineas and Ferb and he can craft a freaking flying machine out of random items at the top of the tower. Or, Professor Layton's actually a master swordsman and he can battle a vampire with the grace of a musketeer. Or, the town's all fake. Or, they're all robots. Or, a bunch of other insane, bananas, off-the-wall, batshit crazy plot points. And now they want to introduce time travel. I can't wait to see how this series tries to do that. Okay, let's save our progress. Midland bus stop. Prologue, the clock shop on Midland Road.
Well, here we are. The clock shop that I mentioned should be around here somewhere, but where?
It seems an ideal time to consult the map that accompanied the letter. Here, Luke. See if you can't find the shop's location by yourself.
Say no more, Professor.
Puzzle number 2, the clock shop. Alright. Below is map to the clock shop that accompanied the letter from future Luke. Using the times inside of the map as clues, find the shop. Draw a circle around the letter of the correct building and tap submit. Alright, let me guess. We have to... Okay, I know how to solve puzzles just right. You don't have to remind me again. We have to go, we have to follow the instructions, like, the directions that the clock would be pointing in order to arrive at a destination. So, like, for instance, we go up here for 12 o'clock, turn here for 3 o'clock, straight again for 12, and then left for 9, down for 6, and that takes us to H. Draw a circle around it, okay.
This one's as good as solved.
Yep,
No
that's
puzzle
what I
can
thought.
stop Layton's apprentice.
Good timing. The answer is H. The times indicate the direction you should follow. Yep, we already figured it out.
Great, find that shop should be a snap now. Let's go, Professor.
All right, yeah, we know how to move. We've played the other games. We know how to move. That's exactly right. So just remember. Yep. Okay. Head to the clock shop.
Don't you walk away from me. I've got things to tell you, important things.
Great. Tell them. I'm here. Well, I'm ready to hear all about it.
Well, hello there, Bright Eyes. I can tell from the looks on your face that you're hankering to hear something useful. Alright, here's my pearl of wisdom. Go and tap that car parked right over there.
You got a hint coin.
Oh no, it just fell apart.
Never mind that. Do you see the coin that popped out? That's a hint coin. You just keep here, find yourself stuck in a puzzle. You can get one. You can spend one of these lovely coins to get a hint. So there's a limited number of hint coins you can find. If you use them willy-nilly, you may find yourself in a pinch later. Hint coins are tucked away all over the place, so tap anything that looks fishy, you might find a coin. Well, that's in my speech, so like whatever it is you know out there. Ta-ta!
Okay, great. Goodbye. I already know how hint coins work. Thanks.
So, Professor, how are we going to keep track of our progress?
With the trunk that we already know about. Great. Okay, we can skip the tutorial now. Thanks. We don't need to see the tutorial. I know how this works. Okay. Finally, this is the journal. Yep.
Well, Professor.
Thank you, Luke. I imagine we'll make good use of the trunk to an investigation.
Okay, head to the clock shop. This is a dead end. Is the clock shop around here some... this isn't the way the clock shop? Okay, then where is the... There's only one way... We can only go this way. Yes, clock shop's that way. Well, I can't walk that way. I have to talk to you to walk that way?
Can't say I've ever seen you two whippersnappers before.
Are you sure about that? I feel like we met before.
Oh, no, I must think of something else, but enough about that. I got some juicy information you might want to hear.
Oh, if you were going to tell us about hint coins, there's no need to continue. The last woman back there already gave us a full explanation.
What? But explaining hint coins is just about the only time we ever get to chat. How can you let someone else give me a speech?
Hey, what happened to the thing 3 minutes ago when you... Or 2 seconds ago when you're like, oh, we've never met before. Ha, that crumbled apart real quick.
I guess what you're saying is that we have met before.
Yeah, I'm suddenly not feeling too hot. I better head home. Racing you fellas around.
Okay, bye. That was... I'm so glad that we had that little interaction. Okay, time to go. Here's the clock shop.
This was the place, Professor.
Ah, finally.
Look at the door. Huh? What seems to be the matter, Luke? The door's locked. Now how are we now how are we supposed to get in? Let me have a look. Ah, of course. It seems we need to solve a puzzle on the door to gain entrance.
Puzzle number 5, the timepiece. You've arrived at the clock shop, but there doesn't seem to be a way to open the door. While you're looking for a doorknob, the voice from inside calls out,
"Press the panel with the timepiece."
Which panel do you press? Remember, you can only press one. So looking for a clock or something? Well, okay, maybe not a clock, because the clock... Wait, stop! Tell me how to solve the puzzle. I know how puzzles work. Jesus Christ. Okay, the clock takes up 4 panels here, so it can't be that. But there is an hourglass in this one, so... Does that work?
This one's as good as solved.
Yes, it does. Alright. Exactly. If you look closely, you'll see it. Hourglass in the correct panel. Now look, the door's opening.
That did the trick.
Yeah, that dude's not creepy at all.
Huh? Look, over there.
What's this?
Oh, gracious customers. We haven't had any of those in ages. Welcome.
Good day to you, madam. You don't have to excuse us, but we're not actually here to shop. You see, I received a letter the other day pointing me here.
Tee-hoo, a letter you say? Let me have a look at it, dearie. Yes, there's no mistake here. Whoever sent you this wanted you to visit our little shop.
So you don't know the person who sent out this letter?
Unfortunately, I can't say I do, but I do know who you are, Professor Layton.
Oh, really? How do you know the professor?
Tee-hoo! Well, it's not hard to know a man who's in the paper so often. And I do so love my morning paper. I read it front to back every day. So of course I know the professor.
Hey, did you hear that, Professor? For the proof that you're famous throughout all of London, even all the way out here.
Hey now, what do you mean all the way out here? It's because we don't fancy living in sardines in flats doesn't mean we're not centrally located. Still, it is quite a surprise to see the famous Professor Layton in the flesh. I'm gonna need some proof before I believe you're not just some celebrity impersonator.
Okay, we'll happily solve a puzzle for you. It's so dark in the shop that I'm having trouble seeing these tiny needles and thread. Can you help me out of this jam, dearie? There are two threads, A and B. How many needles' eyes does thread A pass through? Okay, that sounds unbelievably... Oh my god! Stop telling me how to solve puzzles! I know how to goddamn do this. Okay. Here's 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So there's 8 right there, unless I got my wires crossed, which I think I might have. Or did I? I'm not. Okay, hold on. Let me just trace B real quickly, make sure I didn't get them. Okay, I didn't get them mixed up. Good to know. Now I gotta restart because I just traced over myself. Okay, so count again. 1, 2 here, 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's I counted 9 this time, which means I must have missed one on the last run through. And is that all of the ones that I? Oh wait, no, there's one right here too. Okay. Oh, that was a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so that's a total of 10 that I count.
Let's see if I've got this right.
And there were in fact 10. Good thing I double checked before I submitted. You got it. The thread A goes through 10 needles. Counting those needles sure is hard work.
Well, I, for one, am thoroughly convinced you certainly do live up to your reputation.
Of course he does.
Yes, well, about that later. I can't say I've seen him before, but my husband might know something about it. He's out right now, but he should be back any minute. Why not look around the shop while you wait?
Let's see the clock shop. Okay. Well, first things first, there's a giant clock in front of me. Let's check that.
Wow, can you believe this clock? It certainly is impressive, unfortunately it doesn't appear to work. But there's no shortage of ways to tell the time here. Oh, you just reminded me of a splendid puzzle, Luke.
Okay, puzzle number 7, what's the time? This analog clock fell off the wall and hit the floor so hard that all the numbers popped off. What a mess. The clock also stopped working when it hit the ground, but even without the numbers, you can still tell exactly what time it is. Or, what time is the clock showing? Don't worry about AM, PM, 6 o'clock. Because it has to, if the hands are pointing opposite of each other, then it has to be 6 o'clock. So do I just put 06, 00 here?
How about this?
Is it just me, or do these puzzles seem a lot easier than they were in the last 2 games? Like, really, really easy.
No, I've never seen a clock so big up close. It's a real shame it seems to be broken.
Okay, let's just check around the whole, find some hint coins maybe. No hint coins. Oh, hint coin right there. Okay, good. Oh, I guess we're talking to you now.
That's a vaccine. Just have a look around the shop.
Okay, well, can we move anywhere else? We can turn around. Oh, that's a giant wall of clocks. Okay, let's just check for... Oh, there's a puzzle there. Try to find hint coins, got a puzzle instead.
I've never seen such a wide variety of clocks in one place. Yes, and they're all extremely well made. Oh, but they must be tremendously talented. Really? How can you tell that just by looking at them? Oh, one gains an eye for these things with age, my boy. You know, I have a superb puzzle about clock that seems particularly apropos.
Of course you do. You have a puzzle for every situation on planet Earth. Number 8, the odd clock. Here's a numberless clock that some prankster has rotated an unknown amount. The clock is still running normally, though, and each colored circle on its face represents an hour. Even without the numbers, you can still tell exactly what time it is. Write down the exact hour, doesn't matter whether it's AM or PM, but your answer should be in the form of XX o'clock. 12 o'clock. Because just... Wow. These are way easier. Just like the other one, if they're the hands on top of each other, it can only be 12 o'clock.
How about this? No
Yeah, they
puzzle
definitely
stop
made these puzzles a
Layton's
lot
apprentice.
easier in the third game. These are the easiest ones we've had so far. And yes, I know it's still early game, but even the early game puzzles in the first two required you to think a little bit. Like, they weren't instant deductions, for God's sake. Spot on, Luke. Good work. Okay, let's find more hint coins, I guess. Hint coin there. No more. Okay, can we go elsewhere? We can go up here. That just sent us back, never mind.
I think I just heard the door. Someone's here. That must be my husband.
Where do you see the little gem picked up today, love? Oh my, customers.
Welcome back, dear. This here is Professor Layton. He tells me he has some business with the shop.
Layton? You're Professor Layton? My apologies, I wasn't expecting you so soon.
No apologies necessary, my good man. Oh, and allow me to introduce my apprentice, I'm the Professor's apprentice, Luke. Nice to meet you, sir.
Luke, you say? What I mean to say is, those are some fine manners. Nice to meet you too, lad. The name's Cog.
Tell me, Cog, you seem a bit flustered by our arrival. We certainly don't mean to impose.
Oh, no, it's no imposition at all. She said I had instructions to show you our biggest clock in action upon your arrival.
It certainly is quite a beauty. Pity it's not working.
Yes, I plan to give her a tune-up before you stop by so you can see her in all her glory. Now that I'm getting on in age, I have trouble remembering to keep the old gal in good repair. To be honest, I can't recall where the last gear goes, and without it, I can't start the clock for you.
Well, it certainly makes sense why all of them might have taken you off guard.
Tell me, the papers say you're a learned man. Surely you can figure out where this gear goes, yes?
Me? Well, I'd like to help, but I'm not a mechanical engineer.
Now have we just now hit the ceiling for your abilities? So you can build, you're not a mechanical engineer, but you can build a flying contraption out of random items at the top of the tower. You're not a swordsman, but you can suddenly fight like a musketeer. So, have we finally hit a ceiling for your skills, Layton? Well, I'm glad to see that it actually exists.
I certainly do. Very well, I'll give it a shot.
Puzzle number 9. Cog down. Funny. Your task is to make the top and bottom cogs turn clockwise, as shown by the red arrows in the diagram. In order to do this, which extra cog should be inserted? A, B, or C, tap the letter in the center of the correct cog to submit your answer. So, the hard way to do this would be to individually map out the route for each of these things. I like to see which direction these would all turn for C, A, and B. But something else noteworthy here is that if we add in cog A, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we add in cog C, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, whereas cog B gets us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't actually need to do any visual analysis here to figure this out, because if A and C, because the amount of cogs will dictate which direction it turns, because obviously one cog turns one way, which turns the other one to the opposite direction, and then it alternates between that until you get to the end result. So if two of them have the same amount, then it can't possibly be either of them because they're exactly the same. So it's got to be B.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Right, at least that one required a little bit of extra thought. Excellent, the answer is B. Yep.
I did the trick. You stay right here. I'll go start her up. Here goes.
It's a time machine, isn't it?
Are you all right, Luke?
Yes, but that was quite a shake.
Huh? What is going on here?
And just where in the world are we?
Okay, yep, it was a time machine, and now we're probably in the future where Luke came from. Okay. Well, I can't wait to see how this game handles time travel. That'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to catch you all tomorrow for some more Professor Layton in the Unwound Future. Goodbye.